The Speaker, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to select our amendment this evening for a vote on the two-child benefit cap. It is absolutely right that this House makes a decision on this very pressing issue. And this is their early test for them. It's an early test for their commitment to take on the scourge of child poverty across the United Kingdom. We've just had new figures from the House of Commons Library. They're shocking. Absolutely shocking, Mr Deputy Speaker. I'm not going to pick on the new Labour members because they're all new and they're all finding their feet. But what this does to our nation is absolutely and utterly appalling. 87,100 children in Scotland are impacted by this cap. I don't know if any of them represent Glasgow constituencies. Let's just have a look at Glasgow. 4,500 households who are being impacted by this two-child benefit. So this is their first big test. We know Scottish Labour oppose this cap. We've heard their leader talk passionately about making sure it's done away. You've got to vote tonight to show that. So this is an early challenge for the honourable gentlemen and ladies who now represent Scottish constituencies.
The areas where we would like to see strengthened, upholding public standards, looking at the crisis in our health system, and a cross-party commission on social care, and scrapping the two-child benefit cap.
I understand the need both for a comprehensive strategy for tackling child poverty and for all public spending decisions to be fully funded and affordable. But two things are important. First, the Child Poverty Task Force must work with urgency and speed. It must result in concrete action very soon. Childhood is short and the years that are blighted by poverty cannot be rerun. Second, the task force and the government must follow the evidence, including the evidence from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, the Trussell Trust and a wide range of experts showing a very clear correlation between the two-child cap on child benefit and increased child poverty, and the alleviation that would come with lifting it. And I hope that the government will consider this evidence as part of a wider, comprehensive strategy.
I, of course, welcome the Child Poverty Task Force, but everyone in this chamber has read the briefings. Everyone knows the evidence is overwhelming. The key driver of rising child poverty is the two-child benefit cap. And the single most effective way of tackling child poverty is immediately lifting 300,000 children out of poverty by scrapping this cruel policy. I will be voting for it, thank you. It is a move backed by everyone from Gordon Brown, all 11 trade unions affiliated to the Labour Party, as well as the TUC, which represents 6 million workers, as well as the Archbishop of Canterbury and Save the Children. And with a 1% wealth tax on assets over £10 million, you could raise the funds to pay for this policy 3 times over. Kids should not have to suffer a single day in avoidable poverty. So I will be voting for the amendments selected by the Speaker to scrap this cruel Tory policy. And at this late stage, I appeal to our new Labour front bench. Let's deliver the change the country has called for, adopt the policy and immediately lift 300,000 children out of poverty.
A shameful legacy of the previous government and its austerity agenda is that 42% of children in West Derby are now living in poverty. Mr Deputy Speaker, the reason I'm in this place is to ensure that these children and others like them are given a chance to thrive and live their best life under a government that supports them rather than consigns them to a life of limited opportunities from an early age. That is why I support wholly the removal of the two-child cap on benefits, which would immediately lift 300,000 children out of poverty.
I sincerely believe that this government should be even more ambitious in leading the fight against poverty by scrapping the two-child benefit cap.
Removing the two-child benefit cap is the most cost-effective and immediate way for our government to lift 300,000 children out of poverty. The notion that in the 6th largest economy in the world we cannot find the money has to be wrong. So whilst the task force is good, I believe that we must make moves as soon as possible to make this a reality. Because if there was a national emergency, we would find the money. And if the levels of child poverty at the moment are not a national emergency, I do not know what is.
Whilst there is no doubt arguments in favour of retaining the two-child benefit cap, it is also clear that we can go much further and lift hundreds and thousands of children out of poverty. The significance of lifting this cap for the most vulnerable in our society cannot be overstated, and I hope there is movement on this in coming months.
Because this King's Speech is a veritable cornucopia of progressive policies pregnant with the potential to unpick decades of drift and deterioration. Don't try saying that after a couple of pints. There are, of course, caveats. Announcements on the two-child benefit cap and arms export licences to Israel are the two issues we await to hear more on in the very near future.
I call Stephen Flynn to move Amendment D formally.
Move formally.
The question is that Amendment D be made. As many are of that opinion, say aye. Aye. Of the contrary, no.
No!
Division, clear the lobby. Order, order.
The ayes to the right, 103. The noes to the left, 363.
The ayes were 103, the noes were 363, so the noes have it, unlocked.